Ready.
All right, Dylan from Auto Company here, and we are at the Royal Enfield Garage Cafe. It's amazing. Part of this event at Motoverse is to be the launch of the Himalayan 450, which is right here behind me. So I thought we would do a quick first impressions video. Obviously, we have upside down fork, completely different shape tank, water cooling. So you have the radiator up here, but it's a dual overhead cam, water cooled 450. There's a couple different versions of seats, and then I hear there's tubeless tires coming, but I haven't seen them yet. Bunch of different colors. You notice the details go on for days. We've literally just been staring at these things. So this rear rack is really nice, much more substantial feeling the way it's mounted than the current one. You have obviously the upside down forks in the front, the fork covers, big disc brake in the front, disc brake in the rear. You've got something that's very hard to show that we always talk about is you see the colors online. You see them on the website, especially Royal Enfield's website. They usually use renderings just change the colors, and you don't fully get the impression. This is a much shinier, like battleship gray, kind of Nardo gray, with the blue accents. Very nice. This seat, I think, is the touring seat because it has the different panels. These details, Royal Enfield is really stepping up their game on these little details, the way the grips feel. Let's look at the controls, by the way. Very rugged looking, basically similar to all the controls they're doing now, which is like based on the 350 controls, 350, Super Meteor, stuff like that. But they're rugged feeling. They have nice flat tops, Royal Enfield in there. This has the info button here, and then your normal controls. There is a USB-C under here. Showa forks, which is the same brand and style of fork that's on the Super Meteor, but not the same. This control over here is important because it's ride-by-wire, so there's no throttle cable, and that way we can enable it to do separate modes. So you have a mode button here. You have a big screen, so you have this TFT full-color display. The windshield, I think it goes really well with everything, the LED lighting. But the details are so interesting. Can you show this, Nicole, over here? The way that the oil filter works is this big, I don't know what that is, a 14 millimeter Allen, and then the whole thing comes off. Very cool. The way that the modern ones do is bolt here, bolt here, bolt here, and it's not quite the best. This is a kind of a even pressure sealing. I'm sure they had problems with that at some point. The exhaust is great. Look how thin and slim this exhaust is. It's not going to stick out. It's not going to hit things when you're on the trail. You can see the crash guard, much thicker, a lot more dimensions to it, which obviously adds rigidity. And this piece right here, this black piece, much thicker than the current models. So you've got a little bit more protection. Everything just feels a lot nicer and better built. This bike overall feels very big compared to the current Himalayan. And I think it's just because of the visual mass of the tank, how it comes up like this. But the hips are very narrow. That's something you notice when you sit on it. I guess I could sit on it here. When you sit on it here, my feet, no problem, flat on the ground. I mean, I'm 6'1", and it has a lot of suspension travel, but it's because of the narrow hips right here. It feels very comfortable. I'm sure it's going to inspire a lot of confidence on and off road because people can put their feet down if they want to, and you just don't feel like you're teetering on top of this massive bike, even though the whole bike feels a lot larger overall. Different mirrors than we currently do. They feel, it's hard to know for sure. They're using the same cullet design as the Super Meteor, which is like tightening two things against it. It stays tighter, better, and less vibrations. They feel like they get out wider. I know that's a complaint people have, especially me, where I just look at my shoulder the whole time. So I'm seeing a lot more behind me. I don't see my own shoulder at all. So there is something about this. And I know the Super Meteor mirrors are fantastic, and these seem like just black versions of that, basically. I'm very excited to ride this. I haven't even heard one run yet, but all the crash protection, all the little details, which hopefully is why Nicole's just scanning over the bike. You could stare at this thing for hours and just soak in the details because there's so much stuff that's just well thought out. We asked during the factory tour how long it takes between concept to production, They said 4 years. And I've seen a photo of this bike in early production in 2017. So they have been working on this for a long time. And basically the whole picture that we've learned from being here in India, back when we were at Chennai in the factory and the headquarters, they just test these things so much. And it clearly feels so much more well thought out. That's the thing I'm seeing, and my impression when I'm here in person is that everything just seems really well designed and really well thought out and just not slapped together, not an afterthought. Clearly, every new model steps up its game a lot. All right, I have no idea if we're going to get to ride this, but or how long this will take to get to the U.S. or how long it'll be until I hear one run. But this is my first impression, sitting on it, touching and feeling. It's going to be a winner for sure. It's going to be a game changer for Royal Enfield, that's for sure. All right, thanks for watching.